Hello, viewers. Very welcome to Crowned with Purpose, a TV show that is to inspire and to empower all women to embrace their God given purpose. My name is Tama Harono Sembiro. I'm your host today. Very welcome once again. Today, we have an incredibly insightful conversation that is lined up for you. You know, the foundation of any strong society is the family. And as the church, we recognize the critical role of men and women in building strong families. And
Absolutely.
in the house today, we have our one and only Mr. Samuel Bakotana, who is going to take us into the deeper conversation on building strong Christian families.
Yeah.
Very welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Tama.
Yes, we are so glad to have you here.
I am the happiest here. I'm glad to be on this program,
Yes,
and I
we
want
are
to really
very
thank you
thrilled.
for this very program that you brought up to equip the mothers, the sisters, the daughters, the grandmothers, all women to
Yes.
be able to fulfill their God-given purpose. The
Sure.
name of this show alone excited me.
Great.
Crowned with purpose, because where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you crown a woman with purpose, you have equipped her with dignity.
Great. And so Mr. Samuel Bakotana holds great positions, and one of them is he's the diocesan president, Fathers Union, and provincial Fathers Union. And so he's going to take us through this conversation, and as he takes us through, it is a great honor to have you.
My pleasure.
A great honor to have you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so just let us know, how was your day?
Ebullient. The day has been ebullient. The day has been okay. I was at office earlier on, doing a lot of work, meeting my teammates at Inspired Leaders International, where I am the Chief Executive Officer. At Inspired Leaders International, we are an international leadership development firm that empowers leaders to transform nations. So
Sure.
every day of my life, that's what we are about. That's
Wow.
why even when I am in the Fathers Union, that is the same spirit. I'm there to empower the family leaders so that they transform their families, and those families equip the church that transforms the nation. So my day has been okay.
Great, wonderful.
It's been crowned with purpose.
Sure, it is so good to see you and to have you and to rub shoulders with you
Thank you.
on the side of international
Thank you.
Inspired Leaders
Oh, yes.
International.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Thank
where I have been.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
personal development.
Yes.
And so as we move on, we would like to know more about you as and your journey to Fathers Union as a leader.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Those are two separate questions in a sense.
Exactly. Yes.
Know a little bit more about me, and then also my journey in Fathers Union.
Exactly.
A little bit more about me. I am a married man. I am married to one beautiful, lovely woman,
You know.
Honorable Charity, my dear wife, my watermelon, like I often call her.
Yes.
We are in our 16th year of marriage by God's grace, and it is a happy, blissful marriage.
Wow.
You remember when I entered in this studio here at Family TV today, you asked me how she is, and one of the things I said, I left her looking happy. I think she's happy. We have two
Yes.
children, a boy and a girl. The boy is Prosper, and the girl is Petra, teenager. At a personal level, I am a certified executive coach, trained by Coach Masters Academy in Singapore and Harvard Business School. I'm an award-winning leadership consultant. In 2022, I was the recipient of the Leadership Impact Award in Uganda under the Vine Awards. I am a facilitator, a trained facilitator, and a member of the International Association of Facilitators, where in fact I am the country chairperson in Uganda representing IAF. And also as a coach, I belong to the ICF, the International Coaching Federation. I'm an author. I like to share information. I like to share my learning, the knowledge I have, the information I've acquired. And as a result, I've written 26 books in the areas of leadership, business, education, wealth building, remarkable womanhood. This is one of my most recent remarkable woman, and also came out together with courageous dads, because I strongly believe in the power of the collaboration between men and women to move things. Concerning Fathers Union, you only can be a member if you are wedded in the church. So the journey began with me walking down the aisle with Miss Universe, the lovely queen of
The
my heart.
watermelon.
I'm telling you,
You know.
red, ripe, and juicy. No debate about it.
Wow.
And so, because now I was in the institution of marriage, I joined, or I qualified to join the Fathers Union. So I joined the Fathers Union to be in the environment where I could have other fellow men, other fellow fathers, fellow husbands, and we live life together. We learn from one another. We teach one another. We do life together. Now, as soon as I joined the Fathers Union, I was immediately made the mobilizer, the chief mobilizer for the Fathers Union in the parish. About a year later, I was elected the chairperson for the Fathers Union, and I did that work for 2 terms as a parish chairperson of the Fathers Union.
Wow.
It was during that time when I came at the diocesan level in 2022, on the 26th of March, that I was elected the diocesan Fathers Union president of the Diocese of Kampala. Just about 3 months later, on the 8th of June 2022, when I had represented the Diocese of Kampala as the president of the union, we met other presidents and the Fathers Union coordinators from many dioceses across the country. And by God's grace, I was elected the first provincial Fathers Union president for the Church of Uganda.
Wow.
So I've been doing that ever since 8th of June 2022. This is 2025, the time of recording this, of being here on this on the airwaves with this program. So those are about 2+ years, and we've seen the Lord do amazing things across the country.
Wow, what a great journey that you have been through.
That's just the abridged version.
I can only imagine. Yeah, so in your introductory remarks, you talked about collaboration, about this great institution that are recognized in building strong Christian families. So, can you share something more how we can work together as Mothers Union and Fathers Union to work together to strengthen family-oriented values?
Family-oriented values.
Yes.
Thank you. That's a great question. I believe that for us to know how to work together in order to strengthen family-oriented values, we need to first somehow have an understanding of the state of the family, what the family is going through at the moment. Because we are putting this in the context of today's society. You look at today's society vis-a-vis the family, and you see a society that has deep interconnectedness. Everything is connected with everything else.
Exactly.
Everyone is connected with everyone else everywhere around the world.
Yes.
It's a global village. You see rapid technological advancements, and these also impact on the family. You see globalization happening. It's now one big village. You know, so we can no longer talk about Nyabitete and Buhandagazi, where I come from, Rwachurungura. Where is that in
Bungoho?
Bungoho, yes. Near Nabumari and all those places.
Yeah.
But now the whole world is a global village, globalization. And that comes with some implications on how the family is run, how the family is looking like. Not only that, but also increase in individualism. There is a way people now are wanting to do things alone.
Yeah.
Even women want to do things alone, men want to do things alone.
It's terrible.
Even among the men, each man wants to do his own things alone. So you don't see that spirit of collaboration a lot. Again, the society we are in, there is a complex mix of both traditional and postmodern values. There is a mix.
Yeah.
Because now you've asked me about these family-oriented values. But where we are now, there is a mix of the traditional values and
the
the
modern.
postmodern. I'm not even calling them modern because in a way, ever since the 60s, we were saying we are now in the modern times. Now we are in the postmodern times.
That's right.
Yeah. Not only that, but also we have laws that create hatred between couples. We have organizations that spend a lot of money to ensure that couples are fighting. We are in an environment where we have workplaces that think that people don't come from families, so they are workplaces that are not family centric, if I can call it that.
Yeah.
But also, you look at media programs that seek to disintegrate the family, unlike here at Family TV, which seeks to enrich lives with family-centric and family-positive and family-enriching content. But most of the media houses, it's just the opposite. Again, the environment is such that we have technology that is separating family members while they are seated together.
Social media. Oh
Absolutely.
My God. Yeah.
I mean, that's the operating environment, you know, where we have to now center that question of how can men and women work together in order to, you know, promote the family-oriented values. Now, as we talk about this today, we even have funders who don't value family-oriented values whatsoever.
Many.
So as we talk about the family-oriented
Quite a number.
values, then you have to realize that the world is really against them. That's why I gave that simple background.
Exactly.
The world is working so hard to separate a man and his wife. The world is working so hard to ensure that parents have no rights over their children. There is something I came across which helps us realize why the values we want to promote are, let me call them endangered species, if I can use that language.
Yes.
There was a lady many years ago called Alice Bailey.
Yes.
Bailey, Alice. And she came up with her 10-point program for the destruction of Christianity. And she said that the beginning point is to deal with the family. And so she came up with the 10 points on how to destroy the Judeo-Christian family. One of the points was remove prayer from schools. One of the other points was bash and destroy the man because that's the head of that family.
Exactly.
The Bible is clear that when you hit the shepherd, the sheep will be scattered.
Exactly.
The other point was remove parental.
Right.
That's right. What was it called? Like, okay, let me put it this way. Like a parent having responsibility and authority, the word is authority, over the children. So one of the strategies was remove parental authority over the children. So there they had to promote children's rights and remove parents' rights.
That's why the rights are,
everybody's talking of rights,
school,
but no one is talking of responsibilities.
Exactly.
You can't talk of rights without responsibilities.
That's right.
And this works in every environment where we are talking of rights. Whether you are talking of women's rights, they must come with women's responsibilities.
Exactly.
Men's rights must come with men's responsibilities.
Exactly.
Children's rights must come with children's responsibilities. In fact, for me, I say children's rights must come with parents' rights.
Exactly. We cannot separate.
We just cannot. So how can we therefore work together to promote those values?
Exactly.
Number one, we need to have each other's back to begin with. Because an army that is disintegrated, that is disunited, cannot defeat an enemy. It cannot. A house divided against itself will not stand. That's what Jesus said. The Bible says a house divided against itself will not stand. So we need to have each other's back as the fathers, as the mothers. The father should be able to speak well about the mothers. The mother should be able to speak well about the fathers. Portray that very important picture of we are one, we are a family.
We are together.
We are a family. A family is made up of the man, is made up of the woman, and their children. We are one. Exactly. We have to work like scissors. You know, a pair of scissors.
Exactly.
It has that point where it meets. So many times when you move apart, then also you create a bigger space in the front here. Anything can get in because here you are apart.
True.
But whenever anything comes in between, remember to come close together. When you come close together, you deal with whatever stood in between you.
Wow.
Regardless of whether you were apart because of a conflict, a disagreement, or whatever, that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You may be having the challenges in-house, but whenever there is now a common enemy, forget about your differences, hold hands, face the enemy together, and defeat him.
Chop it to
So
dust.
the beginning thing is to have each other's back, that the fathers can feel they have the support of the mothers, that the mothers can feel they have the support and spiritual covering of the fathers. That's first and foremost.
Exactly.
But then secondly is working together on media programs like this. So you see here, crowned with purpose.
You know,
It's very important
Very
that the
beautiful.
fathers and the mothers are having this conversation. You know, primarily, we should have as many women as possible on this program,
Yes.
because it largely focuses on the women, and many times a man may not teach a woman how to be a woman. Similarly, a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man.
That
So
is
men
true.
should listen more to their fellow men and some women, and also women should listen to more women and some men. So this collaboration of such media programs is one way how we can work together to build the values, to promote them. And thirdly is joining hands and participating in policy advocacy. Because I realize that we have a common enemy even coming from the political realm, whereby we have bills in parliament, we have policies in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, we have all these kinds of things that are coming up. We need to be able to realize that they are affecting all of us, men and women, and our
And
children.
the family.
So we need to keep giving each other a tip on saying, by the way, there is this new thing coming up. We need to see what to do. And we come together. There has been the Marriage Bill 2024 in the Parliament of Uganda.
A very big challenge, right?
Oh yes. I looked through and all the different clauses, and it can be really, it can cause trauma in the coming days if it is taken as it is.
Yeah.
So it was good that we worked together on that. As mothers and fathers, we came together and joined some of our church leaders, and together we went to Parliament and met the Parliamentary Legal Affairs Committee, and we shared our views to impact on policy, to influence family-oriented policy. That's one way how we can push the family-oriented values. And also, number 4 is doing mutual research and exposing dangerous anti-family organizations. There are so many around us in this country. We need to be able to collaborate on research in order to move out there and get the right information, bring it, and then have a program like this and say, we are here to tell you without fear or fever or favor that organization 1, organization 2, and organization 3 are having a house where they are recruiting children to take them to Saudi Arabia to destroy them. They are places in this and this place. We should be able to research together and then expose the anti-family organizations. And of course, working workplaces where we find that they are not working well for the family, whenever we are able to advocate for family-centered workplaces, that would be good. For example, at Inspired Leaders International, where I serve, for the last about 2 retreats for staff, apart from the one we just had a few months ago, I told the staff members, I said, come with your wives, come with your husbands, come with your children and your maids as we go for this staff and family retreat.
And the maids.
3
and
yes.
The children.
Oh yes,
Wow.
3 days.
Wow.
4 days. So while for us we are in the session, for us as staff members, our spouses and children and what are outside enjoying swimming, sauna, steam and swings and all that. Then at lunchtime we all come together as family, we have lunch. After afternoon they go away again. For us we continue with our sessions like that for 4 days. Because we are making Inspired Leaders International a family-centric organization. To mention about a few, but of course the biggest thing for us to promote the family-oriented values is to exemplify them, to exemplify those values ourselves.
Right?
We can't just be talking about them, but when people look at us as men and women, they don't see those values. For example, from the side of the Fathers Union, there are 6 values. They form an acronym of the word Christ: commitment, humility, relationships, integrity, servant leadership, and truth of God's word.
Wow.
When people look at me, they should see a committed man. When they look at me, they should see humility. When they look at me, they should see a relational welcoming, approachable man. When they see me, they should see a man of integrity. They should see a servant leader who doesn't boss over, who doesn't fight for microphones, who doesn't fight for the high table, who doesn't fight for the pulpit. They should see a man of truth who doesn't struggle to say the truth. So when they see those values in me, they see those values in you. Sometimes even if we don't talk, they will take them on.
We'll see it, and it will witness to the people out there.
No doubt about it.
The power of collaboration
Yes.
and unity.
Absolutely.
Wow. Thank you so much for bringing that out.
You're welcome.
Great collaboration. When we work together, indeed our families will be strong,
Yeah.
and we will be able to navigate through the pressures that are on our sides as family, knowing that we are under attack. One of the things we face in many homes,
Yes.
and you're very aware, I know, as fathers in your president, provincial, fathers are either physically or emotionally absent,
Yes.
while mothers are overwhelmed with responsibilities.
Yes.
How can the Fathers Union and Mothers Union work together to promote the balanced family leadership? Okay?
Big issue.
Very big issue. And it is becoming common now with the job industry, How can we work together?
There is this trend, and it's coming up again and again and again. There is this trend of young men.
Yeah.
They walk down the aisle with their bride
Confidently.
and then 1 week after the wedding, you hear that the young man has now gone to Dubai to work.
Isn't 1 week too long? There is even the next day after the wedding,
And this is extremely dangerous. Now, those who don't do it that way, they are together within the country.
Yes.
I am married. My wife Charity is with me. You find that she works in Western Uganda in Kabare. I work in Northern Uganda in Gulu. We meet like a Saturday, monthly. Once a month is when we meet. It's like a monthly marriage.
In a home in Kampala, right?
In a home in Kampala, where the children are. So the mom is in Kabare in southwestern Uganda. The dad is in Gulu in northern Uganda. The children live in the city in central Uganda with a maid.
Oh my God.
So their meeting is always a Saturday. It's a monthly marriage. They meet once. So you are talking about fathers who are absent, who are not available, and mothers, we said, who are overwhelmed. But I think you're simply trying to, let me put you on the spot. You're just politicizing the mother side by saying they are overwhelmed. Let's put it on the table as it is.
Yes.
Both men and women are very overwhelmed and very absent.
That is true.
The man is absent and overwhelmed. The woman is absent and overwhelmed. So let's not put absence on fathers and overwhelmed on mothers. That is glorifying a problem that is very difficult and dangerous.
Yeah. So anyway, how can we help?
So what we should do now, you also mentioned the word balance. I want to mention something about that.
Please.
I think the beginning point is to ensure we stop trying to balance.
Okay.
What we should do is to prioritize.
Okay, yeah.
We should that's point number one, promote prioritization of the family, not balancing between a family and work. And we shouldn't balance. We should set our priorities right. We should set our priorities right and know that when it comes to building a strong family where men are available and women are available and both of them are not overwhelmed, but they are refreshed, rejuvenated, revamped, revitalized, and we need to prioritize.
That's right.
For me,
is there a word called prioritizing the priorities?
I think so.
Yes.
In a way. For me, I've often shared I call them the 4 P's of a well-prioritized life. It is something I have taken on for quite some years. Number 1, I am a person. Yes. So I prioritize my relationship with the one who made me a person. And you can be sure that's not my mother, that's not my father. That's my creator.
Amen.
So I prioritize my relationship with my creator as a priority. Number 1. Number 2, I am a partner. I prioritize my relationship with my beautiful wife.
Your watermelon.
My watermelon, my relationship with her is the most important human relationship I have. My mom is still alive, but my wife is number one priority. And I love my mother. But my wife is my priority relationship number one on earth. And then number three, I am a parent. So I prioritize my relationship with my children. The way I don't want my wife to live like a widow when I'm still alive is the way I don't want my children to live like orphans when I'm still alive. And then finally, I am a professional. Everything else I do, professional, whatever, everything work. So we need to be able to prioritize family if we are going to ever, build it to make it strong. But secondly, now that we are talking about being overwhelmed, we also need to create recreational opportunities as fathers and mothers unions, create recreational opportunities for both men and women. Because sometimes we are too serious to even be recreative. We are too serious to play a game. We are too serious. It's like we were baptized in vinegar. We are like grass-thatched Pharisees. We have a fork in our back. We can't bend and play a ball. We need to create recreational opportunities for both men and women.
That's right.
We need to have a time when mothers and fathers come together and we have an outing. I don't know, to the beach or wherever. Yes. We recently took 67 men to the beach in Entebbe. From one parish, moreover. This was not even a diocesan event.
Wow.
67 of us, we went to the beach in Entebbe and we spent the whole day. We called it the men's beach catch-up. Men's beach catch-up.
Wow.
And we went, we played games.
Kind, right?
Oh, yes. I hadn't seen it anywhere.
67 men
and by the way, you know what? We didn't say 67 members of Fathers Union. No.
It was men.
We said men who are 25 years and above. Whether you are married or not, whether you are in Fathers Union or not, because we must realize that whether you are in the union or not, you face the same challenges. Exactly. The union only gives you an opportunity to tap into some privileges of membership and association and union and etc. So we need to do recreation. We need to play games. We need to have team buildings. We need to go out there and go for swimming. We need to have what I'm about to say. I hope I'm safe. I hope I'm safe.
About swimming? Is that the word?
We need to have sauna fellowships.
Okay. You have said it.
Those kinds of things.
Yes.
Because why would we think that out there those places are for the evil ones? It's because we left them for them. You know?
Yeah.
So besides the recreational opportunities, we also need to reduce our own overwhelming demands from our members. Sometimes in my view, we put overwhelming demands on our members that even Jesus is not asking for.
Maybe before we go there, I want to take you back to the recreation.
Yes.
That one has caught my eye, And of course, I really love the fact that you invited everyone, whether a member or not,
25 years and above,
very important. And as of course we continue to do that, we need to borrow a lead from one another, Mothers Union, Fathers Union, so that we are family oriented.
Absolutely.
So we are going to have a break now, and then we shall come back and continue on this deep topic.
Very important.